What's up guys, Phoenix here. This video is going to be another DevPro Duel Puzzle video, and this time is going to be the one-card FTK Duel Puzzle, the very first one in the list on the DevPro Duel Puzzle list that you are presented with, at least currently. Now, I'm kind of breaking my own rule here, because I have done this puzzle before, but I wanted to do it again on camera, just to show you guys what you're able to do with a simple rescue cat in the current game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, every time there's any sort of ban list discussion, there's always that group of people that want Rescue Cat back. There's always that group of people that's like, this card could come back, like, it's past its prime, and those people are 100% false. There are enough cards in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now that abuse this card to such an extent that there's no way this card can ever come back, because even if the FTK pieces were banned, it would generate +4s and +5s just with a single Rescue Cat, depending on the deck you are playing it in and the way you are optimizing your strategy to do so. And that is mainly due to this new card that we've gotten since Rescue Cat has been banned, Uniflora, the mystical beast of the forest. Its effect is if all the monsters in your graveyard are beast type, you can tribute this card, special summon one beast type monster from your hand or graveyard, except Uniflora, mystical beast of the forest, but it cannot attack this turn. So you can basically just keep getting back Rescue Cat, and then Rescue Cat keeps getting out other Unifloras, and you basically loop through all 3 Unifloras until you get enough monsters to continue doing the play that you want to do. But I haven't done this in a while, but I still remember how it was done, so I'm going to perform it for you guys. I know some of you have probably seen it already, but for those of you that have not, this is a one-card FTK with Rescue Cat, and it does 10,500 damage total, at least the way that I know how to do it. There may be a way that does a bit more damage that I'm not seeing in the cards that I'm, have access to in this puzzle, but the way I can do it is 10,500 damage. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I know Tainted Wisdom did a video on this like a while ago. I think he actually made this puzzle. But regardless, you summon the Rescue Cat, you get out a Uniflora, and you get out an X-Saber Airbellum. And this is also very possible for a combo if you had Summoner Monk plus Spell too, because the Summoner Monk will just be another level 4 used to go into one of your Ancient Fairy Dragons. It changes the combo a little bit, but it's definitely possible. So it's definitely not like you have to have Rescue Cat. No, you can have any way to summon Rescue Cat out of your deck as long as it is a monster that can be used as a synchro material. But anyway, Uniflora, get back to Rescue Cat, and then you go into another Uniflora and a Madolche Hootcake off of the second the Rescue Cat effect. No, the Rescue Cat gets out Hootcake and a Uniflora, and you're not going to use Uniflora at this point in time because your field will get too clogged, and you want to optimize your Black Garden that you're going to be using later. So use Hootcake, banish a Uniflora, get Messengelato out of the deck, and then Messengelato will search for Madolche Chateau. Now, this step is very important. All these steps are important, but this one more so than the others because you can just fall flat at this point if you do this in the wrong order. Don't play Chateau first, Synchro and Ancient Fairy Dragon first, because the reasoning behind that is that Uniflora, you have to have all beasts in your graveyard to activate its effect. Like, I'm clicking on it now, I can't activate its effect because in the combo cards that you have access to here, Messengelato and Amazoness Archer are the only 2 non-beasts in your deck. So the reason you make Ancient Fairy first is so that you can activate Chateau, and it shovels back the Messengelato, turning back the Uniflora on. So, just a little something to remember if you are trying to do this in the future. But you use Ancient Fairy, and you search for Black Garden, and this is actually very efficient in the fact that you're only going to be summoning 5 times after you play Black Garden before you search another field spell. So you give them exactly 5 tokens, and there's no waste. So, Uniflora for a Rescue Cat, and then Black Garden gives them a token, and then you Rescue Cat again into a Uniflora and then a Wind-Up Dog. Now, Wind-Up Dog is going to be the key piece of your second Ancient Fairy Dragon because it can make itself level 5. And that's why there's a Fabled Cerebral in the deck as a level 2 tuner. So, you'll Uniflora again for Rescue Cat for the final time. Well, not the final time. We're going to be summoning Rescue Cat at least one more time this turn. So, Rescue Cat into Wind-Up Rat and the Fabled Cerebral. Because this is a wind-up, and it's about to go into the graveyard. So, use its effect, make it a 5, and then you can make the second Ancient Fairy Dragon here. So, that's the 5th summon, 5th token, and now we're popping the Black Garden. It's extremely efficient in terms of how it's operating. So, add the Fusion Gate to hand, and the Hootcake has used its effect, the Wind-Up Rat has not, but we're going to go ahead and make Dracosack here, because that is going to facilitate the Blaze Phoenix summons, but it also just makes a clear space on our board, which is necessary to continue. But use Wind-Up Rat to get back the Wind-Up Dog, and then at this point you make Leviair, because that Uniflora that we banished, we're going to use it. We are definitely going to be using it. So it doesn't really matter which ones you use to make the Leviair. Out of those, you just have to leave a 3 on board. I usually just leave the Hoot Cake just because I can, and like it's the only one that's like not really standing out as much. But detach Wind Up Dog, get out the Uniflora, and then tribute it to summon Rescue Cat for a 5th time, and then use Rescue Cat's effect to get Wind Up Rat and X-Saber Airbellum out of the deck. Now, it was important that you left this Airbellum until the last step, because you are going to be using it to make a Synchro in the form of Flamvell Rayquaza. Now, you make this because Blaze Phoenix requires a Machine and a Pyro, and he is a Pyro Synchro that is generic. So you just make those into your Rayquaza, and now you have 1 free space to use Wind Up Rat to bring back Wind Up Dog 1 more time, and then you make MX Saber Invoker, and that is going to allow you to get Amazoness Archer out of your deck, and thus allow you to clear 2 zones for Draco Sack to do its thing. So Amazoness Archer, contribute the Leviair and the Invoker that just used its effect, and then you can activate Draco Sack, detaching one of these, getting your 2 machine tokens. Now, Blaze Phoenix is a Pyro, so as soon as you use your Rayquaza and one of these tokens, you're going to have a constant Pyro, and then this is just 3 machine materials to summon Blaze Phoenix for 3 times. So you'll activate Fusion Gate, do this, your Rayquaza and a token, Blaze Phoenix. This first one will burn for 3,000, and then you'll Fusion Gate into another one. The next one will burn for 2,700, and then the third one after that will burn for 2,400. And at that point, it's already game. But if you wanted to go a step further, you still have this Amazoness Archer on the board. So at this point, you can do 2,400 damage with this and be game. But even if that wasn't game after that, you have 2 monsters still on the board, so you can use Amazoness Archer to tribute itself and the last Blaze Phoenix to burn for another 1,200. So it's a 10,500 damage FTK in total. Now, like I said, there are a couple things that like they could do to this, but like there's so many cards that would have to get touched that are like unnecessary. They're like not justifiably like bannable or limitable cards like Uniflora and things like that. Whereas if like Rescue Cat came back, those cards would all need to be touched, and like not even for the FTK to be like banned. Like if they banned or like limited Blaze Phoenix, I'm pretty sure there would be another way that we could abuse Uniflora and this sort of combo to just abuse Amazoness Archer and do 1 Blaze Phoenix summon and then just do the rest of the damage off Amazoness Archer. Like there are just multiple ways that I could see this happening, but it's just safer to keep Rescue Cat banned because this card would generate so much advantage even if all the FTK pieces were banned. Before I even went for the FTK push, I had 2 rank 3s, a Draco Sack, and a level 6 Synchro on the board. Like that was all off 1 Rescue Cat, and like 1 Rescue Cat just did all of that in terms of free advantage, and that's actually just ridiculous. That's insane, and that shouldn't be allowed in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where 1 card can turn into like 6 or 7 and just allow like FTK and OTK pushes in that method. Like that's the reason this card is banned, is because it just generated so much advantage in its own time. But even now, like the problem has only gotten worse. So all those people that are like Rescue Cat's past its prime, no, in fact, its prime never ended. That's the reason it stayed banned. Like especially with this card being out now. Like this card lets you use Rescue Cat 5 times in a turn. That's like not okay by any stretch of the imagination. But anyway, like I said, some of you may have already seen this FTK, some of you may already know how it is performed, but I just wanted to do this video just to show it and just kind of be like, look, this is why Rescue can't come back. Like, we know this. The players that, like, are at least, like, keeping up with the game know this, because this is just something that, like, I remember when this was discovered as an FTK, and I was, like, just like, oh, wow. Like, my jaw dropped. But anyway, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the video if you like the content I've been producing and want to support my channel's growth now, as well as in the future. Links are in the description of both my Facebook pages. If you want to chat me up or do whatever you want, you can go to either of those links and do whatever you want with either of them. Click an ad if you have not. I'd greatly appreciate it. Helps me make money, and there's no reason to lie to you guys about that. If you have an ad block enabled, do me a favor. Take a couple seconds out of your day. Disable your ad block, refresh the video, and then put your ad block back on. It takes seconds out of your day, it takes no money out of your pocket, and it would be greatly beneficial to me, and I would be greatly appreciative of you if you did so. It would help me out a lot, and if you're trying to support me, that would be one of the better ways to do so. But If you decide you don't want to, no harm, no foul. It's ultimately up to you. But anyway, as always, that is it for this video, and as always, guys, take care.